Hey everybody, it's Casey from Broke Neck Adventures, and it's Hank. We're back together. We are in the deep in the Francis Marion National Forest, and they finally got around to mowing the access roads and stuff, so they're passable. This is great because there's just nobody back here. They're basically getting things ready. This is going to be the public hunting here coming up real shortly, so I'm sure they're just getting everything prepped and ready. And yeah, it was cool because I've been back in this part probably since January when I first got to this area, and it was getting really gnarly. It was early January, and I had just 3 days of miserable riding. It was wet and really cold. Not really cold, it was, 30s, low 40s. But I had pulled off here because there are reports of storms coming in, possible gale force winds, stuff like that. And I didn't want anything to do with gale force winds following the trailer. So I came back here. So Hank and I decided we're going to go back to where our whole South Carolina experience began, more or less. Because our campsite's just coming up here. I believe it's coming up on the left that we were, and I've got videos from that time. But nice little tool back. Like I said, they finally got the tall grass cut, so it's actually easily rideable. It's very solid underneath. The grass is low, so I'm not picking up a bunch of crap in my drivetrain. But yeah, this is kind of fun. I haven't been back here for a minute. But this is where our first stop in South Carolina for any extended time, and it ended up being far more extended than I thought it was going to be, except for the couple months I've tooled down to Florida and hung out at my cousin's for a month, and then tooled back up here. It's been a minute. Yeah, this is it right here. I do believe there's a is this it? Oh, okay, I know where I am. That's right. It's coming up. But this is great. I've been waiting for this to get trimmed down so I could get back here and ride a little bit. Nothing fast. Just, didn't want to deal with cars, and I definitely didn't want to deal with the sand road right now. It's very soft and dusty and hard to pedal on. So I thought I'd come and visit the old haunt. Here it is. Yep, this is it. And oh yeah. So they have all these little observation things, covers. I believe it's mostly, I think people mostly just go after hogs around here. I'm sure there's deer hunting and stuff, but I don't hunt, so none of it makes me a bit of difference. Yep, this was the old campsite right here. This is where I posted up. And of course, nothing's really changed. Doesn't look like the hogs were rooting up as much as they were. Some things are chewed up because I was posted up right about in there, and it's definitely changed a little bit. I would have to go back and look at the videos and some pictures. But yeah, this is where it all started way back in January. where I effectively was just trying to get out of the weather, which I did, and then I ended up meeting everybody at the compound and been hanging out there. I'm actually trying to work on a boat. I've never worked on a boat in my life, but engines are engines, I guess. I'm just not familiar with it. Here it's I'm not going to get into the technical because this isn't a boat post. This is a recumbent trike and traveling post. So yeah, the national forest, there is no soul around. Just the way I like it. And the pathways are actually traversable by bike without any scariness, you know. Grass has been mowed, the base is really firm. It's actually better than the road as far as riding a bike on, unless you have fat tires. But it's been cool. I'm getting ants in my pants. It's time to be hitting the road again. I'm going to make a quick run to Ohio, borrow a car. I've got a couple of things I've got to tie up, some loose ends. Haven't seen my kid in over a year, so visit a few friends, stuff like that. I don't plan on being there much more than 3-4 days, maybe a week. And it's 2 days there, 2 days back. It's 805 miles to Ohio if you just take the highways and stuff like that. But yeah, here in the next month or two, I should be going south, and then I'll be heading west. I'm going to pick up the Southern Adventure Trail from that Adventure Cycling has posted out, and got to do a few things. I'm going to sign up for warm showers because those are really nice. The one thing that was really a hassle was because on these trikes you're so low, you're right in all the dirt. You get all the tire dirt and everything. You just get filthy, and the gas station baths and such get pretty old hat pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, you do what you have to do, but and yeah, I've got my hitch all set up, the rack set up the way I want it. I test ran it the other day with about 250 pounds on the trailer, which is far more than I'm going to be hauling on the trailer. And everything held up just fine, so I have every confidence. I've got a few things I got to build for it, but yeah. And so here I'm back where it all began, and it's kind of neat. I was back here for about a week or two, I think, before I met everybody and moseyed my way over to that direction. Yeah, a couple things you may want to think about if you're going to go on a bike tour. Of course, I don't have any of it on my bike right now, but I'm not very far from the compound. So, but some things I always make sure I absolutely have is the tools you need to change your tire, which, depending on what you're riding and stuff, but usually some Allen wrenches, a couple tire paddles, to pop the tire off. Absolutely always carry patches. Absolutely always carry at least one tube, if not two, spare tubes. At least that's what I do. I always try to keep two spare tubes. One might have one patch and the other one might be brand new, but I try to always carry two. I always have a patch kit on me, and air pump, of course, because you are going to get flats. As sure as I'm filming this right now, you will get flats. They're unavoidable. Now you can spend a lot of money and get your Tannis liners and your Marathon whatever, Swabbly Marathon Plus tires that have a little extra puncture resistance and stuff like that. But the bottom line is once those tires wear down a little bit, you're just going to be more susceptible to punctures. I have all three. I've replaced all three of my tires. I went with a Kenda Contact. I like them. Um, Price is good. Price is real good. I got two of them on clearance at REI for 20 bucks a piece, and then I ordered one online, and that was less than 30. So that's not bad considering Schwably Marathon Pluses run 50 and up, even like Big Apples, stuff like that. And with this bike, you really want, a 195. I don't think a 2 will fit just because the rear derailleur setup. It's got a long arm, and boy, it sits really close to the tire on a 195. You'd be, a full 2-inch tire would be pushing it. You're certainly not going to go any bigger than that. It's actually, I would consider it the Achilles heel of this particular bike is the long arm derailleur in the back. It catches everything. I destroyed the original one that came with the bike. That got mangled. And then I replaced it. I upgraded. I'm pretty much running a straight mountain bike drivetrain. And upgraded it to a Shimano Dior 6000, which is great, but it hangs so low. It catches branches, and I caught a branch and it bent some of the cage up a little bit, and I've got it pretty much back to good. I'll have to replace those derailleur cages. But it functions. It shifts as it should, and now I'm just waiting on a new shift cable, so we should be pretty cool there. And yeah, mechanics wise, bike's good, trailer's good, I'm ready to rock. Got a few pieces of this and that I need to get before I head out. And we're taking Hank this time because that run to Florida was very lonely without Hank. Even though it's a lot of extra weight and stress and can be, the trade-offs is, yeah, especially as far as I'm planning on going. It's going to be over 3,000 miles to get to San Diego, and that's all the way across Texas, and I'll be going through New Mexico, which I'll be stopping at a friend's, and then I'll head over through Arizona, probably stop at a friend's in Phoenix. I really don't want to go to California, though. It doesn't really interest me all that much. I mean, it's a beautiful state. I might go inland, but I've seen enough coast. I've been on the East Coast since January. Not a whole lot. Yeah, I've seen enough ocean. I've dealt with enough sand. So what I'm thinking I might do is I gotta figure out how to hold this thing. I don't have my selfie stick, so what I think I'm going to do is cut up through New Mexico and grab Route 66 and run Route 66 back to the Midwest. That'll take me to Chicago, and then I'm going to, from Route 66, I'm going to grab the Lincoln Highway, and I will take that back all the way to Findlay. Then I'll hang out for a second and decide what's next, I'm going to try to get a vehicle. I was really hemming about getting an electric assist set up, but once I priced everything out, I was like, shoot, I can get a decent minivan for the same cost. And what I want to do this next round would be a drive to the major, well, except for the Ohio to Erie trail in Ohio. That I'll just ride to. But like the Katy Trail, I want to check out. I want to check out at least the Gap Trail. I think I'm going to avoid the C&O because everything I've seen, it just doesn't look real bike friendly or trike friendly. It's barely bike friendly in some spots from what I can tell. And certainly trike with a significant trailer, just don't think it's a good idea. There's quite a few trails I want to check out, and quite a few places I want to check out. So hopefully, like I said, next month or so. I was initially planning on an October 1st, first week of October egress, but I think I'm going to push that up to November. November down this far south isn't that bad, and by the time, shoot, if all goes well, I should be most of the way through Texas by the end of December, depending when I leave and stuff. There's a lot of variables yet I still have to figure it out. So, but yeah, it's been a blast, and yeah, right in that area right there, I was all set up, had the tent and everything set up, and this was a great little spot. Not heavily patrolled. I never did see a forest ranger or any such thing. Of course, I wasn't starting fires or anything like that. You're not allowed to. I don't think so. That's dispersed camping. I don't think you're supposed to start fires. Not to mention out here, it's pretty dry and not a good idea because the whole forest floor is mostly pine needles, since that's the bulk of the trees around here. So yeah, get on your bike, go find you some BLM and national forest, and go explore the wide open. Get out of the rat race, turn off the idiot box, especially now. Oh my gosh, I made the mistake of popping onto this and that and the other, and I don't know, man. Things are wild and crazy. It's very tiring now. Every horrible thing that happens becomes some sort of partisan finger pointing mania where it's all their fault and it's all their fault. And I'm just sitting back and going, hey guys, instead of assigning blame, why don't we put that energy into finding a solution to quell some of this violence? The other thing I found out on this ride is if you shut that idiot box off and quit listening to the propaganda and go out and actually talk to people, and remember when we used to talk to each other and stuff in real time? If you have conversations with people, leave the political crap out of it, you'll find out most people, we really aren't that far apart. But all that's on TV is the sensationalism and stuff, and they want to make everything to be this great big chasm, and it's just not. It really isn't. You know, but that's that. Anyhow, uh, hopefully I'll get some viewers on this one. I know I'm completely off the algorithm now, so I got to start from scratch. But just been hard coming up with stuff, other than just like this. I haven't been riding near as much as I'd like to, and when I do, I don't really film much. So, still alive and well. Health is good. Feel pretty good. Hank is taking a siesta because that's what Hank does. He had to run a quarter mile and he's got very short legs, so we got to get him in shape because he runs alongside me in the mornings when we first start out. So yeah, here we are, and hope everybody has a great day. Get out on your bike, shut off the propaganda box, talk to some people, enjoy your life. It's very short, actually. Peace.